Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to Everything Yet Nothin. Here's a hillbilly in eyeshadow who's looking fabulous and talking about anything yet something. Get ready to chew on a blade of sweet grass and talk about a variety of LGBTQ topics to the lifestyle of a gay hillbilly. Watch out, folks. These hills don't just got eyes. They got themselves a vodcast. Now, here's T-Roy.
So here we are again, and this is how it starts because my freaking computer is messing up like always. And it's doing this thing like it's out of this world and I'm lost. So anyways, welcome tonight to Everything Yet Nothing. We are going to be speaking with a gentleman that has did many things with his life, and he has lived one heck of a beautiful, out of this world lives. And I am so excited to bring him on because I've known him for a little bit now. We met for the very first time, I believe it was at a friend of mine's coffee shop or studio coffee shop. And then we met at the Branson Star Theater in Branson, Missouri. That's where we hang out every Friday and Saturday. We do karaoke, we go see the show, and we just have a wonderful time, hang out with really good friends of ours and family. And but yeah, I thought it was neat because we met, I think, at the Star. That's what it was. And then I met him at the coffee shop with my director, Damien Costello. And we just pretty much hit it off as brothers. And I love him to death. He's been so awesome. You know, you meet certain people, and whenever you meet those certain people, they have that certain energy that you just you want around you at all times. And he has one of those energies that is just out of this world. And if you would ever have the chance to meet him, honey, you would fall in love because he is one heck of a man. He is awesome at everything that he does, and he does a lot. So we will be bringing him out here shortly. Oh, this week has been one heck of a week. It's been up and down, in and out, and you name it, it's been there because...
Should we stop and say hi to the audience?
Hi, audience.
Crystal says hello.
Hi, Crystal.
Sandy says hi.
Sandy says hi.
Says
Hi.
Damien Costello says hi. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Crystal.
Hi, guys. Hi,
Good.
Strength Certified. Hi, Damien. Emissions. Mwah. Thank you for watching. I'm sure that Damien's on here because I shared it to him on everything that says Damien Costello. And that's only because Damien is really good friends with this wonderful man that we are about to pull out and talk to about his life and his journey with cancer, recovering, and you name it. He's going to tell us everybody, just everything. And I can't wait because, you know, there's some things that I'm going to ask him that he don't know yet. And then there's some things that he does know that we're going to talk about. And then there's one question, which I love asking all of my guests that come on here. And you will find that out towards the end of the show. So with no further ado, are you ready? We are going to pull Buster Prince. Buster Prime out front. Prime.
How you doing?
Hey, babe. How you doing?
Doing good.
Awesome. Well, you're looking as wonderful as ever.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that hair you got going on, ooh, honey.
Oh.
I don't want to do that because his wife's going to kick my butt. And she's going to be all like, I told you so. I told you.
So, something that I didn't say when we were talking about hair earlier is I wanted to let my hair be natural. I mean, it is natural. back for like 20 years ago. And when I was growing it out, it was like to what, here? And I'm naturally gray now, and I have light streaks. And I thought, ooh, I'm going to look good. I look like an old lesbian. So I dyed my hair and grew a beard. That is why you see this Kevin today. But I've actually started letting my hair grow back too.
Yeah.
It's natural color.
Engine color.
But I love the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
My hair's natural.
Yeah. I love your hair. Like it blends in really well with each other, and I like it.
Sandy Griffin and Crystal Brown both said hello
To you, Buster.
Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to be here so you can see us.
Yes, and Damien Costello says, I'm here. And he's under strength certified, which is something that he's just started, and I can't wait to get into myself. But yeah, he's here and he says hi. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I texted and sent him all kinds of stuff to find us so he can watch this, because I know that yins are really tight as friends.
That worked.
Yeah. So, was it the Star that I first met you, or was it the coffee shop?
Well, I seen you at the Star, but we didn't really talk. And I went to the coffee shop to visit Damien, and you was there, and that's when we first talked.
Awesome. I couldn't remember exactly what. But yeah, I couldn't remember exactly. I was like,
yeah,
I wonder. So I figured you would remember. Oh, Damien Costello says, Buster, I actually called me earlier and was like, so when do I get the link? I said, y'all get it 5 minutes before. Oh, oh, that was good. That was good. See, one way or the other, your butt was going to be on here, Damien. So how did Jens meet? You and Damien?
We met at the Star.
Yeah.
His mom was in a play there, and he came in from overseas. I don't remember exactly where he was. Brazil, maybe, or something.
Brazil.
And I met him then. And then a little while passed, and he was working over at one of the shopping centers that I take care of in town here. And my son worked with him. So
awesome.
That kind of kick-started the friendship.
That's so awesome. I love it when that happens. I do. It's really good.
My hair is thick.
It is very thick.
His hair puts my hair to shame.
It does.
They told me I would never have a beard, but they probably don't know why. But we'll get to that later. But they told me I'd never have a beard, and my hair never would be right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll explain why later.
Yes, absolutely, we will. So,
Damien said 5 years ago, old time photos. I worked there. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
And I bet he was just as cute as he is now.
He's always been a good looking rascal.
I know, right? I tell you what, things like that should be illegal.
Anyways, so let's get to
Crystal Brown says, Kevin Vaughn, I'll give you some of my hair. That's my cousin, and oh, let me tell you, she got the thickest head of hair I've ever seen on a human, ever. Like, there is no animal on this earth that has that thick of hair. And it's just a head full. So we were talking about you leading up to what the show is about. So it started with you getting into music, which was at a what age?
It's back in 1985, 1980, last of 83, I guess, actually.
Yeah.
And moved to Nashville.
Oh,
and
nice.
got started doing some things there. And I worked for a lot of really cool people. I'm not a name dropper, but most people know a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change anything about it other than some of my decisions that led to my demise of leaving Nashville. But we all go through things.
Oh, yeah.
Some of us have addictions, some of us don't.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
But it allowed me to label mine and learn from that and grow from that.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I like to say everybody has a past, and you don't judge the people who we are now from our past, because that's what made us who we are.
Yep.
But it's not who we are now.
Exactly.
Right.
You live and learn and change every day, I swear. Like, that's what I live with. When I get up out of bed, we learn something every day. We live every day. We love every day, no matter what it is.
And we as a society, if we didn't judge people, imagine what this world would be like.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Everybody could just love.
Yeah.
Just, love like you want to be loved.
Yeah. Not worry about what's behind closed doors and what's in your bedroom or in others' bedroom, like, let's just live, accept, and, love and move on kind of thing, instead of worrying about all the stuff that we shouldn't be worrying about.
Somebody asked what type of music. It was country music is what
Yes.
But I like all walks of life. My collection ranges from everything to everything. And back in that time, I could play some guitar. Through breaks in my hands and things that messed up.
Yeah.
I have guitars, but I can't play them like I used to.
That's something that I've never been able to do. I've always wanted to, but I used to be able to play wind instruments.
Yeah.
But that was 20 years ago. That goes back to the past. Like, I grew my high school career, I was going to be in music, I was going to be a jazz musician. I was going to teach music. I was going to do this and that. And I actually had a scholarship for music. But I quit school and pawned my trombone for enough to get for a gram of dope.
Yeah.
So that was the end of my music career.
Well, at least you had one.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to be good. I had a scholarship for it and stuff, but it is what it is. One day I'll pick it up again, I say.
You will. And Robbie Hamilton says, I got a little bump in the road, legal problems.
Sometimes we all face legal bumps.
Oh, yes, we do. Absolutely. But, we rise above that and we just keep on going and just make it better.
Yep.
Make it stronger, Absolutely. So you were into music. So tell me some songs that has you have made something out of.
Okay. Well, Short Walk was one that I wrote back in the early 80s. And it was picked up by John Snyder. And it's on the flip side of Country Girls. It's a short walk from... it's a short walk from heaven, but I needed that young girl beside me. And I don't have the voice I used to. Sorry, I shouldn't even have done that.
No, you should. Go on. I loved it. You sound good. You sound awesome.
Just about a guy that was in love and it didn't work out. And, he needed her beside him to let her... everything was okay,
Yeah.
And I've written songs my whole life, and I've got a lot of them, back. And one of the last ones that am I advancing too fast, or can I talk about that?
No.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
And the last one that I've written, my stepdaughter asked me to write a song for her wedding. And all the songs that were out there were not what we live.
Right.
You know, they were the taking them out to bars and drinking, and we didn't do that, you know.
Right.
And not saying there's anything wrong with having a drink, but I never did that with kids.
It's just a different kind of time, that is for sure.
And, so I wrote one, and I'm her stepdad, and there's no way I can replace her real dad, you know, and I never want to try. You know, he's still in their life, been in their life.
Exactly.
And so I wrote one, it's called Just Like Joseph. You know, I wasn't there when she was born, you know, but I've been there with her later on in life. And I'm always there for all my kids, regardless of what it is. I don't care what they tell me.
Yeah.
I don't care what their choices are. It doesn't matter. You know, there's that unconditional love. And do we agree with all their decisions? No. But like I said, does everybody agree with all of mine? No. And that's okay, because that's what makes us human.
Yep.
You know, and it's the petty things that break up families.
It is. It really is. And, you know, I remember growing up and having a big old family and being in family gatherings. Of course, I was younger, way younger. But, you know, just having the family there, we all, like, no matter if we fought for, like, just a second or two, that was it. You know, and then we'd come back together and be all like, or, you know, when we got older, it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a day or two, you know, kind of thing. And then we'd come back together. Now it's just, there is nothing like that. Like, it's really, really hard to find a family that is like that nowadays. I have been around many people and I have found it a few times, but a lot of times I really haven't. You know, it's just going out more and more to where they don't really worry about it. They just go off and ignore the other person, push the other person back, forget about them, whatever, you know. And it's like not bestowed upon them like it used to be.
Yeah. And lost my train of thought.
But Mr. Strength Certified says, "Sing for me, Buster. You have a killer voice, bro."
Yeah. Can't sing. I should have sent you the song though, and you'd have it. Maybe you could have done it some way or another, but
yeah, that would have been cool.
If you go to YouTube, I've got some songs on there.
Okay.
So
and how would we find that?
Buster Prine.
Okay. So look up Buster Prine on YouTube, and you will be able to hear his music.
Yeah, there's some older stuff on there, and it's country. You know, it's like Conway Twitty, you know, George Jones. That was kind of the era I was in at that point. But
yeah.
But when they look at it, it won't look like me because I was a short-haired fat man.
Really?
Well, yeah, I weighed 360 plus pounds, and I had short, dark.
Oh my gosh! I need to get on there right now. I want to see this. Let me check this out. You might be in trouble, mister.
Uh-oh.
So you were actually that chubby and you was dark-headed.
Yeah.
Wow, you changed.
Look,
huh?
Damien already has it up here. He's so freaking awesome.
Look there.
So, click on that link, evidently, guys. I mean,
yes.
Damien posted it. Has to be true.
But when I was writing that song, and we went in to record it. Jimmy Jack Whitaker came in, laid the music down, and tweak up on the song, and he produced it. And we went into a studio here, Greg Roller's in Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
And one weekend, we got the song together and went in the studio the first of the week. And 3 hours later, we had the demo to it. And I couldn't sing it at her wedding because I had the first start of my throat cancer and didn't know it, so I was losing my voice. And by the time, it wasn't too long after that, maybe a few months, I just started having a lot of problems. And one Saturday, I told my wife, I said, I'm going to go by urgent care. And I did. And they wasn't sure exactly what I had. So they gave me some steroids and they gave me some antibiotics to take if I developed a fever. And so I didn't even fill the antibiotics. I just filled the steroids and I went home and I took them. I took them on a Sunday. By the time I woke up Monday morning, I had a knot from up above my ear that come all the way down, basically wrapped around my throat. So I could hardly talk. It was just like this.
Oh my God.
And I went in and she told me, she said, I'm not sure. I want you to go to the emergency room and I'm going to call them and I want them to do a CAT scan and do not let them put a needle in your throat to drain it. She said, because I don't think that's anything that's drainable. So I went to the hospital and I spent most of the day there. They done the PET scan. They come back and they said they seen something and they wanted to keep me. Well, we have a son that's autistic. And at that point, there was a lot of things going on with him and I couldn't not be around him. And because I was the one that could handle it. And so they let me come home. And if I went to the ENT doctor here in town, which is the best around, and first thing in the morning. So as soon as the doors opened, I got there and he pulled me in and they take the scope and they numb you and they go down through your nose and pulls it out. He slides up and he leans into me. And the first thing the doctor said is, can I pray with you?
Oh, wow.
And I said, sure. I'm a Christian.
Yep.
I'm not going to turn that down.
Right.
And he told me, he said, I've been doing this for a long time. He said, I know I look young, but I'm not as young as I look. And I know when I see something like this, I know exactly what it is. He said, if I had my choice, I'd send you to oncology right now. He said, but the way insurance is, I can't. First, we have to get a biopsy, and then we have to, go through all those. And he said, my biopsies are like 2 weeks. He said, but you can't wait.
Right.
So that was on a Tuesday. But what had me on right now. It seemed like forever, but they actually it all went pretty fast.
Yeah.
And they had me I was in the Cox South Cancer Center. Loved it there. All of them were great, very nice, very kind.
That's awesome.
And they got me together a plan, and I was scheduled to have 3 extreme chemos, which is like those mixed together.
Yeah.
They had to shrink it. And I had take one of those a month for 3 months. Well, after my second one, or before I got my second one, I guess it was, all my hair started falling out. So I'd shaved my head.
Yeah.
I had a friend dye my top purple in a mohawk because I left it a little bit tall, and I had a purple mohawk just to hang out with my kids because I was always the one saying, "Oh, look at that mohawk! Don't you like? What are you mad at your dad for?" You know, and
Right.
So I became that guy, and woke up one morning, and my wife was like, "What's that?" And there was hair all over the bed. And she said, "Well, at least you still got your mustache." And I went like that, and it just come out in my hand.
Oh my goodness.
I ended up losing every hair on my body except for my eyelashes and just very few eyebrows.
Oh, wow.
I looked like Telly Savalas on steroids.
I bet.
And I didn't do the last extreme chemo because the swelling went down enough.
Yeah.
I did 35 radiations, every day of the week, Monday through Friday. And I had chemo, the cisplatin, every week. So I was in the fusion room. And those extreme chemos, that was an all day thing. When they hook you up in the morning, you're there till in the evening.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And with my drug past, I wasn't going to take pain medicine.
Yeah.
I know what my addiction is.
Right.
And I ended up in the hospital like within no time.
Yeah.
I might have ended up in the hospital. I don't remember. I might have ended up in the hospital before I actually started my radiation from the chemo.
I got you.
They found out I wasn't taking pain medicine. And they said, well, you have to take the pain medicine because your body has to relax because chemo does destroy your body. And your body has to be able to build back some. But if you're not taking the medicine, your body overtime trying to take care of the pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to my GP, and he told me, he said, take what they want you to. I guarantee when it's done, you won't be left high and dry. We'll work with you getting you past that. And I accepted that. And they had me on, I ended up being on morphine, one like through my stomach, and the next time through my port, I'd get dilaudid.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a 50 milligram fentanyl patch.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I ended up in the hospital several times.
I bet.
For several days. And at one point, I ended up in the hospital. My wife and I took our last picture together. I knew that was our last picture because I was done.
Yeah.
I was at the end of what I could be.
Right.
And thank God that didn't happen.
Yes.
It
didn't happen, huh?
But I ended up getting past that and got to come home. And our daughter from Alabama came me. I don't remember her being here. They came back after Christmas, and I remember that. But I know they was here, had pictures and all that. But I couldn't sleep in a bed. I slept in a recliner in the front room, and my wife slept on the couch right beside me the whole time. If I stirred, she was there.
She's an awesome lady.
She's
an awesome lady. That's an awesome love to have.
And when I finally went in the hospital one more time, I was down in the old part of the hospital. It was like the haunted hall. That's what I call it, because the hand sanitizers were singing to me, singing hallelujah. Everybody was talking. There was people sneaking in my room at night because I could see them.
Oh wow.
There wasn't nobody there, you know.
Oh
And
yeah.
and I ripped off the patch. I threw it in the trash and refused pain medicine. You know,
Yeah.
I talked to the doctor, and he finally told him if he needs it, he'll ask for it.
Right.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and when I needed it, I asked for it. And when I walked out of the hospital, after my cancer, and I rang the bell, I had no addiction, you know,
Good.
and I feel good about that.
Yes.
And I was a terrible husband. I was terrible to my caregiver, which was my wife and my youngest son, because you're short tempered. Uh, you don't have any concern about what they're doing, because
Right.
and you don't even care about what you're doing. So I don't know all the things that I said. I don't know.
Right.
I know they would sit beside me, and for a long time I ate through my stomach. They had to pour liquids in a feeding tube.
Oh my
And
god.
they would start. I'd get mad. I don't want that.
Yeah.
And for a while I couldn't talk. I had to type it
Mm.
because my
Oh
throat was
wow.
so raw, so burnt.
Oh.
Uh, and so a lot of it, my communication was probably just grunting. And he didn't speak that language in
Yeah.
life, you know,
Yeah.
and smells appalled me,
Yeah.
you know. And I don't know how she ate, but she did. She never ate around me. She always, she managed to cook things that didn't upset my stomach or make me, you know, but I didn't care about food,
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
But smells, really, I was oversensitized on my smells.
Oh, I
And
bet.
I think what you smell is cancer and chemo.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
mean,
sure.
it just gets in your whole body, and that's,
Yeah.
you
Yep.
know, and I tried drinking water. They want you to continue to swallow, and she'd be like, you got to drink this. You got to drink this.
Yeah.
Take little sips, and water tastes like nasty metal,
Right.
you
Oh,
know. And November 30th, I rang the bell, and I thought, boy, it's over. Well, I was wrong, because radiation keeps giving for a long time, you know. And I continued to lose weight. Uh, when I got out of cancer, I weighed about 185 when I rang the bell, but my lowest weight was 166, and that's
wow.
200 pounds from my high weight. I went from a size 52, 54 pants to 30 and 32 around the waist,
Oh wow.
you know, and I mean, I've got pictures. I was a shell,
Wow.
you know. I went from legs that you couldn't put your hands around to I could take like that and go around the top of my legs and touch. I was
Oh,
bone,
wow.
skin and bone, literally. And
Goodness.
and it was several months after that, uh, probably February. I started having these blackout problems where I'd be fine. I'd get up and I'd take off walking. Next thing I know, I'd be laying on the floor.
Mm.
Um, and they treated me for Addis disease, which is where the adrenal glands on your kidneys quit
Yeah.
functioning, so they don't send the signal to your heart.
Mm.
So the heart doesn't know to speed up, so it doesn't pump the blood. And through several months of that, I just learned to deal with what I was dealing with. Medicine didn't really help, but I learned how to stand up and wait, you know,
Yeah.
Just continued to try to get stronger, and they time goes on, and I fall and I bruise up and I fall and I tear skin, and because my skin's still a lot thinner than it was.
Yeah.
And a year later, still haven't found out really why. And I start doing some work, doing some things, and I own a property maintenance company in town here, and my wife kept that going while I was down on top of everything else, with a lot of hands from a lot of friends in the community for church.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's Branson, Missouri, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I started getting the business going back up again, and I was able to do some things, have no range of motion up,
Yeah.
and no strength, but I had some good workers. We got going on some things, and it was before Christmas. Well, and then about the time things really started going good, I went to work one day, and my van and my trailer was gone. I had just purchased a whole bunch of a brand new ZTR motor. I had a mower.
No way.
I had a brand new trailer.
What?
Stole it.
Oh my
And
God.
they didn't just take my livelihood, but they took the livelihood of my employees also.
Well, yeah. Like, oh my goodness. Where
Right.
was that at?
That was in Branson here.
What?
And but through the community, they had I had no insurance on material. I had insurance to cover work that I'd done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But work insurance to cover my loss, unless I would have had an accident.
Mhm.
I didn't have nothing to cover somebody taking it. And so they had a fundraiser for us, and it done well enough that I could buy a lot less equipment than what I had, but we started it back up and we got it going. And they got my employees back, and then at the end of the year, they found my trailer and stuff, but it was totally stripped out. The ban was they stripped it out for copper wire, $12.50 worth of copper wire.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And I got my trailer back, and I got some of my equipment back, and but everything needed work on. Because when Steve takes something, they don't have no ownership. They don't care. They just use and abuse.
Yeah.
He goes to court real soon, and I won't say no names, and I'm just not happy with what's going to happen, because he's going to walk away because he's been in there so long.
Oh yeah.
90 days and walk away. But right before Christmas, right before they found it, I was at a theater where my wife worked at, and I was just walking in to sit down. And I walked in, and as soon as I got to the back of the theater, I just felt like somebody just sat on my chest.
Mm.
And I sat down, and I looked over to Todd, a buddy of mine, and I said, go get Julie.
Wow.
He goes, what's wrong? And I said, I don't know. And I mean, I knew, but I didn't want to admit that,
Right. Well, yeah.
But the next thing I remember after that is waking up in the hospital, and I had a heart attack and ended up having to have another stent put in my widowmaker, neighbors to the one that I already had there. And I've got another blockage too, but it was not bad enough that they fixed it then. I kind of wish they would have, but they don't do that, you know. And so now I'm dealing with recovering from that. So I'm going to cardiac rehab,
Mm.
doing their walking, and then I start this blackout stuff again. And they found out that through my heart doctor that I had high blood pressure and low blood pressure. And what was causing the low blood pressure was the nerve damage that I got from my radiation. My heart just wasn't getting the signal that I was standing up.
Right.
So it just did nothing. You know, my blood pressure would go from 170 over 120 to 64 over, oops, it's not there.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I still battle that some now.
Yeah.
But and I started recouping from that and doing pretty good. And then COVID hit. Well, they wouldn't let me go to my cardiac rehab anymore. And then I ended up in the hospital again. Didn't know why. Well, the next morning they took my gallbladder out. You know, so
Yeah.
then I had to recoup from that.
Yeah.
But since then I've been fairly okay.
Yeah.
I say fairly okay. We managed to get through COVID year. Okay. This year starts out, you know, it's hard to get people to work. You know, people like that money, but they like getting it from wherever they get it from.
Yeah.
And they don't want to sweat for it. And I had some lab works done. They wanted to do a test on me, so I had some labs done. I got called in and found out that I have what prostate cancer, and ended up in the hospital and had pneumonia and had RSV. This was right after that, and had pneumonia and RSV, and found out that I have fibrosis in my lungs, and on top of COPD, and fibrosis, the stabilization of your lungs. So I'm doing okay sitting right here talking, but I've got my oxygen right here, and that is my friend.
Yep.
If I get up and walk around much, it's on. My O2 stats drop when I sleep, you know, but I'm still here,
You are.
you know,
100%.
and like I said, I'm a Christian, and my God, Jesus is good to me,
Yes.
and he's good to everybody. And that's my choice. You know, everybody doesn't have to believe the same thing,
Oh, no.
you know,
No.
and we all want people to believe exactly what we believe,
Yep.
you know.
That's what heals us sometimes, and that's what carries us on to the next day or the next year or the next few years.
Yeah.
Is
But the way I look at that is I believe he is, and I believe he will. And at the end of my life, if I'm wrong, what do I lose?
right.
I've been good to people.
You have.
I've tried to love people regardless of
Absolutely.
who they are, where they're at, or what they do. And sometimes that's really hard. You know, I've had to love people that's done me wrong. You know, we have to forgive people. And the hard part is forgetting. The human body, it's really hard to forget.
Yes, it is.
That's our stumbling block.
Yep.
You know, do you want to? Sorry, I talked so long. I just
Go right ahead.
This is all about you, buddy.
You talk whatever you want to talk, and you say whatever you want to say. This is your time.
But We do have to take a break for commercial.
Okay.
So,
and we will be right back to you, and you can finish your story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels. Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows. LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows. Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everythin Yet Nothin, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE-DB radio shows. You can find our shows where you listen to your favorite podcasts, like Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and more. WLFE-DB Radio is looking for podcasts to join our family. You don't have to fit any strict genre. We're a plethora of shows. If you're looking to jump on a growing network, then contact us at WLFEDBradio@gmail.com.
Wow, Amazon Music just got a whole lot better. Your favorite shows from WLFE-DB Radio can now be found there. Yes, we are on Amazon Music, found under podcasts. Download the app, find podcasts, and search all of your favorite shows. Shows like Where's My Sage, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothin, Skeptical Help Bar, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and much more. Now you don't have to miss an episode ever. Amazon Music is WLFE-DB radiofied.
More from WLFE-DB Radio Network after this.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh, yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com. You're listening to WLFE-DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back with Mr. Buster Prine, and he is a local Branson. He lives here. He's lived here for years, and we are talking about his life of music and being a survivor of cancer. And so we are back, and here is Mr. Prine with his story.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Long story short, life is what you make it. You know,
It is.
you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to talk about choices unless it offends them.
Yeah.
Or unless it doesn't fit what they want.
Yep.
just choose love.
Absolutely.
I believe you say love is love.
Love is love. Be
You
a
know,
rainbow. Yes.
I'm not afraid to hug anybody's neck. I'm a caring person, you know. Um, Guys that work for me and that have worked for me, best buddies, I'm not afraid to look at them and say, I love you. And they say the same thing, you know,
Yep.
because love is love, you know.
It is. It really is. It shouldn't matter anything, you know.
It doesn't. I've
No.
got friends that are all walks of life, like we said earlier,
Yep. Absolutely.
whether they're gay, straight, black, white, yellow, blue, green, that doesn't matter. You know, love is love. And all those people put together is where I'm at today. You know, every one of them has been instrumental to me one way or another, you know, all the way back to my youth. You know, some of my best friends from school that, and we're talking 40 plus years ago,
Yeah.
you know, and things weren't as open as they are now.
Yes.
You know, you knew they were a little different.
Yeah.
You could see that through school.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I've reconnected with several of them that moved away and got together with somebody they was in school with away from town because they didn't want to offend nobody, you know.
Right.
And I've reconnected with one guy that was a real good friend of mine, you know, and I knew what I knew back then, but you just
Right.
didn't talk about it.
Well, no, absolutely not.
And him and his husband moved to Florida, you know, and they're retired now.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
They ended up
That's where
moving
we're
back.
gonna retire when we get, or that's
Yeah.
where we're gonna move when we retire.
Yeah. There are
Yeah.
a few other places.
And you know, when I was in the Navy, I was on the first ship that had women on board, which was kind of different.
Oh, yeah. Back then, yes, it was.
Got heckled, some of them, you know, but I made friends with all of them. We had our ship's reunion here this year, and the only ones that showed up were women, you know, and we had a ball. My wife went over, hung out with them, and I hung out with them when my wife was at work or my wife had to go home to go to bed. I hung out with them at the hotel and we just laughed. And there's one there particular that, you know, she's a lesbian. And Jen, I love you. And, you know, we talked a lot. I was there for her, just like I was back in the Navy, you know, and love is love, you know. I mean,
It is.
you know, and friendships more than anything else that you could throw out there.
It is.
I don't care. Do I have a problem hugging your neck?
Hell no, you don't, baby.
No.
You better not.
And,
I love those hugs. I love them.
you know,
Like good hugs.
it's like any relationship, you have to have respect for the other one.
Yeah.
And that respect goes both ways.
It does. 100%.
You have to be honest with each other.
Yep. 100.
My wife's probably saying, listen to your words. And but am I happy with things in my life right now? Health wise, hell no.
Right.
You know, but I've got decisions that I have to make. Some I don't talk about right now, but everything I do is for the love of my family. and for the love of my wife.
Yes, it is 100%, and they are very, very, very lucky to have you as their father and their husband.
I don't know if you saw this, but I'm going to put it up here again. Damien said, Buster is very kind. His spirit is amazing. He is an actual Christian, is what an actual Christian should be. I wish they were more like Buster.
Thank you, Damon. That means a lot, buddy.
Then I love him to death. He's just so awesome. So awesome.
So do you have anything to ask me, or?
Well, actually, yes. I started the show out with, there is something that I usually ask my guest, and
See,
that
I
is...
was nervous.
Huh?
See, I told you I was nervous.
Okay. So, if your wife and your kids were in front of you right now, nothing else was, you wasn't on here, you wasn't nowheres, but this was your one in a lifetime moment to let them know and to tell them how special they have been and who they are to you, what would you tell them?
Are you going to make me cry?
No, but you're going to probably make me cry.
Oh, I forgot to get your tissues.
Okay. Julie, you have no idea. We've had our ups and downs. Slowly over time, those have eased and became a lot more level. I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for you. I met you in high school. We were 15 and 17. And I joined the Navy. We went our different ways. And 30 years later, you said, I do. And that was 14 years ago now. And I wouldn't change any of it. We always say, what if, what if, what if? Well, there's no what if, because here's where we are. And I know the last bout I had with cancer, that you're the reason I made it, you and Riley. And you're my heart. You have my heart. You're everything anybody could dream of. And I'm glad you're mine. When you go through your life knowing that you're good enough because that's what you was pushed in your head, you live that way. You get to a point and you stop because you know you can't go no farther. You've always pushed me past that point, and I thank you for that. And right now, at this point in our life, I want to give that back to you. I love you.
That's beautiful. 100% beautiful. That was awesome. Well,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you for that. And take a breath. And would you like to finish?
You what?
Would you like to finish with something that you would like to say to your kids?
Oh, man. I love each and every one of you. We've got 7 kids. My oldest one's in heaven with oldest grandson. Got killed in a car accident many years ago.
Sorry.
Got 3 boys and 3 girls. We're a mixed family, but I've got 3 boys and 3 girls. You heard that.
Yes.
Might not be the biological to 2 of them, but that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
100%. It does not matter.
I'm there for every one of them. You know that. If you need me, you call me. Take life by the horns Don't listen to the static around you. You know what you feel in your heart. And I'm saying this to my grandkids too. Believe in yourself, and others will believe in you. Don't let anybody tell you that you can only go so far, because the end is where you stop it, not anybody else. Somebody else is liable to stop it, but that don't mean you can't go on. That don't mean that
No,
you can't jump a hurdle, because that's
no.
all life is hurdles.
It is. It really is.
Be faithful to yourself, be faithful to God, be faithful to your parents, and be faithful to your friends. And that's what you'll get back. Don't
Yep.
be afraid to hug. Don't be afraid to love.
That's right. Do not be afraid to love, because that's what this world needs, is more love. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love going to the Branson Star, because, it's hard to go around here where we live to find places that we are welcome as LGBT. And, when I went to the Star, like, I usually go by myself because some things happened some years ago. And so I try to go by myself to make sure that everything's fine for my people to come to, like my friends and my family, my husband, and so I usually go.
His husband will mess some stuff up.
Woo, woo. And so I usually go by myself. Whenever I went to the Branson Star, it was just, I don't know, I felt accepted from the time I walked in.
There's a lot of love there.
There is a lot of love there. Like, I mean, everybody there, you can tell there is a lot of love in those people that go there, because that room is just full of love. And I love it. Like, it gives me one heck of a rush. And I think everybody in this world needs to, like, share that rush and make more of that rush by being just full of love and caring and kindness. But yeah, I totally feel ya. Well, it has come to the end of our show.
Thank you.
I want to ask you now if you would like to be on again as a recap guest for my show, to recap on where you are at that moment in time in your life.
I can do that.
All right. That would be awesome. Oh my God.
That easy.
Speaking of the Branson Star Theater, we have now been joined by Mr. Stevie Lee Woods, Nashville Roadhouse Live. Many award nominations goes to Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Many.
So I just want to give a shout out to them. You guys would be awesome, and you deserve all of the nominations. I hope that you guys
100%.
And I love
rewind and watch this show because you missed some.
I love seeing that out of that theater, because I cared for that theater since 2014.
Oh, I know. Like,
oh, wow.
I go there and, I've had a couple things happen, and like everybody's just like jumped up to be all like, no, ain't none of that gonna be happening here. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And, because I am a gay man and I live from a small town. Yes, I am.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really, sometimes I forget myself and then I look in the mirror. But yeah, I love it there because, I just really felt accepted, because I don't usually, and you don't usually see me without my makeup. But getting a style, so I'm going to catch that style so I can wear my makeup more.
I would have said this was a serious show and I knew I was going to cry, so I didn't want to smear.
Oh my God, yeah, totally.
You should have went through me.
I know, but
I
didn't. But yes, this has been such an awesome show. And if you are ever in Branson, Missouri, and you want to hang out with possibly Mr. Buster or myself, then please come to the Branson Star Theater, 76 behind Olive Garden and IHOP, and watch Stevie Lee Woods and the Nashville Live.
Nashville Roadhouse.
Nashville Roadhouse Live. And it is an awesome show, a fantastic freaking band. Wonderful place to go to. They have other bands that come in, and they have other stuff, not just bands. They have some dancers come in, and cloggers, and just all kinds of really wonderful, awesome,
And there are also
great
magic
stuff.
shows in the
Magic shows, acrobats
at the Branson
all
Theater.
kinds
So
of
just
stuff.
give 'em a shot.
And there are some really big names coming. Just saying.
So Crystal said that she already knew you was gay before you came out to you, Roy.
Really?
So that goes to what Buster was talking about earlier with his friend.
Yes.
You already knew. I mean, you just know growing up. So, but thank you so much, Buster, for coming on.
Yes,
and
thank you so
sharing
much.
your story, and we
For
want to have you on.
You're
again.
awesome. Absolutely. I can't
So,
wait to have
and-
you, and I can't wait to see you next.
We love you, and good luck with everything.
We love
We're gonna
you.
pop off of here and let him
Yes.
say his days. If you want to stay in the green room, you can.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. See you
Love
later.
you, Buster.
Love you.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, all right, everybody, it's T-Roy's time.
It's my time.
I'm the
Oh.
segue man. That's it. I don't have
That's it.
have
Okay.
my own monologue.
Well, I usually do the whole spill of, first off, be kind to each other, love each other, love each other. You may not want to accept each other, but you can overlook that, and you can rise above that, and you can remember who that other person is. Look inside yourself. Free yourself of all evil, all anger, and fulfill yourself with the love, harmony, peace, and every bit of energy that you possibly have, that you can. Because this world isn't always rainbows. You know, there are even deeper stuff than, what a lot of people go through. But, you look at someone and you don't always know that that person is in any kind of ill, or they've been done wrong, or anything's ever happened to them, because they are so full of love. They smile, and whenever you smile, it's like you free all kinds of stuff and you hide all kinds of stuff, because this is just a cover-up sometimes. Not always, but sometimes it's a cover-up. And that's what you need to see beyond that cover-up. Don't let them cover up.
Chloe, we love you too. Crystal, thank you so much. We love you.
And that's why we gotta be there for each other, love each other, be kind to each other. And just because they look like nothing's wrong, maybe something there is. Maybe sometimes there is. And you just gotta be there for them and talk to them. Don't push them away. Don't shy them away. Don't put them down. Don't talk crap. Respect each other. There was times that everything was totally different. And this time is totally different than those times. And
everybody has their own story.
Everybody has their own story. And that fits in with, you don't always know what they're going through. And you don't. Honey, some people are going through absolute freaking misery. But they don't show it. They put a smile on their face. And they think what they want to think to make themselves put that smile on their face. And that takes them to a whole nother level. And I just want to say that I love Mr. Buster so very much. I haven't known him very long, but I'm going to know him a lot longer. And we are going to sit down and have some more talks in some nice leather seats at the Branson Star Theater, just like we have. And I can't wait to feel that warm hug, because he is one heck of a man, one heck of a friend, and I'm sure that he's one heck of a father and husband.
I do want to say something that we missed during this commercial break real quick. If
Yes.
anyone's looking to get into shape at home, at work, or on the go, seriously, check out streakcertified.com/join.
Seriously.
Rick, I'm not going to even say that last name. He's dropping a new program soon, and it's epic. So at least sign up. There, Damien. We said it for you, bub.
So I love you. Peace and love to everybody. Be a rainbow and help somebody else become a rainbow too. And if you are a survivor of cancer,
or nobody that's been touched by cancer,
or someone that has been touched by cancer, my heart is with you. His heart is with you. And there are things to help you. No matter what that thing is, there are these things and these things. You find the thing that fits for you and don't let nobody else do you wrong, steer you wrong. So love you, and may the goddess and gods bless you every day of the rest of your life. Your family and friends.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining Thank you for joining T-Roy and a special guest here on Everythin Yet Nothin. Tune in next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for another episode you won't want to miss. Until next time, be a rainbow in someone's life. Like and follow us on Facebook at WLFE DB Radio.